Search engine optimization is probably one of the most important things that you've got to do to your business website to make certain it's working for your business. Remember what we've said about business websites in the past. Your website is part of your marketing campaign, and to make absolutely certain that it is getting you the most benefit from it being there, it needs to be properly SEO'd. My guest tonight is Mark Rouvray. He's the SEO expert who's joining us tonight, and he's going to be talking about how small businesses can raise their ranking in the Google search engine results simply through search engine optimization.
Fundamentally, it's two parts to it. It's making sure that your website is clear to Google as to what it's all about. What does your website fundamentally give to people? And secondly, it's promoting that website across the internet so that you are seen by Google as having a good reputation for those key search terms. What we're talking about here is the natural or organic search results, those that are not those paid ones at the top or at the side. So essentially what I do for my own website is exactly what I'm doing for my clients. And you're absolutely right, there is, and this is one of the battles that we have, is that people do get bamboozled by some of the technology and some of the spin that is provided by people who often, most small businesses will tell you, have probably had a phone call from somebody who says, I will get you to the top of Google. And really anyone who says that, they should be wary of. What kind of business do you want to attract? Now you mentioned London, and a common mistake that people make is to actually say, well, I'm interested in London. I want all the business in London. Well, realistically, as a small business, London is probably the population, I think 30 million or something like that. It's the population of a small country like Belgium. So as a small business, you're not really targeting the whole of London. You are trying to build up business in your own local area and the surrounding area. In reality, it does take time to actually achieve results with SEO. How quickly you can achieve them obviously depends again upon what are you trying to be ranked for. For those big businesses, they are looking at bespoke strategies around exactly what is that company trying to achieve, so it's tied in with their business planning, their marketing plan for that company, their specific objectives, and then it's analysing all the competition, exactly what they're doing, their websites, and how they're promoting themselves online. Okay, so I'm Mark Rouvray from Active Web Design. We've been talking about SEO today. The key thing to think about really as we started was what are the key search terms for your business? That's where you need to start. If you don't know those, you don't know what you need to be found for, and you can't optimize your website. So spend a bit of time thinking about that. If you've already got a site, then review it and see where those keywords are placed and think about restructuring the site. If you don't have a site, you're in a good position because you can actually build from the bottom up with those key terms in mind. So that's the first thing to actually think about. And then you need to think about how you actually put the content together which actually reflects those. Now, make sure you're not trying to do everything with your homepage. Think about landing pages specific to those key terms and actually gearing those terms up. Those pages are geared up then for those terms. Think about not only the placement but the content. Think about how you can actually get content relevant to those terms, whether it's through testimonials, examples of your work perhaps, case studies, or further helpful information that relates to that subject. That's a great way of getting further information onto your site. Going beyond that, part of the battle is about getting it right on your site, but then beyond that it's about promoting your website for those key terms and looking at where you can get those, whether it's in blogs or through social media, and making sure you're linking back to your website and the specific pages again for those key terms. There's 1,001 things really it takes to do a good SEO for your site, but the more of those that you can do, the better your SEO will be. So if you're doing it for yourself, then take a deep breath, take your time and do it over a long period of time. Don't think you can do it all in one go. It's something that takes time and it will take continual effort. Things do change with the process for SEO in terms of the way Google handles it, so it is difficult to stay ahead of the game. So that's where obviously if you bring in a supplier for SEO services, then that's where you can actually gain from their knowledge of what's happening now and having somebody who's regularly going to do that for you. So Active Web Design are a company who operate right across the UK. They have advisors in all locations that you can find through the Active Web Design site, activewebdesign.com, or my own local service, the surreywebdesigner.co.uk, which is a site, as you've already seen, optimised for SEO purposes for my business. And we're providing local consultation to local businesses for all the net marketing services, whether it is a web design, SEO, or mobile or app development.